नमस्कार, इन गोवा बातमीपत्रात आपलं स्वागत। सुरुवातीला पाहूया राज्यातल्या महत्त्वाच्या घडामोडी। कोविड-19 सर्वेबाबत अनेक शंका आणि संशय उपस्थित केले जात आहेत। राज्य सरकारच्या या निर्णयाविरोधात केनेथ सिल्वेरा यांनी यापूर्वीच मुंबई उच्च न्यायालयाच्या गोवा खंडपीठात याचिका दाखल केली आहे। राज्य सरकारकडे प्रत्येक नागरिकाचा डेटा हा आधार कार्डमुळे उपलब्ध आहे। मग आधुनिक पद्धतीने जनतेच्या संपर्कात न येता गोव्यासारख्या छोट्या राज्याचे सर्वेक्षण का केले जात नाही असा सवालही नागरिक उपस्थित करत आहेत।
Hi everyone. So on the 7th of April 2020, the government of Goa announced that there will be a health survey that will be carried out from the 13th of April 2020, where people's symptoms, if they're showing any of flu, and their travel histories will be recorded. Now this would be done using around 7,000 enumerators that they identified and have trained in the last few days. On the 7th of April, just to point out, the written reports that came in the newspapers, online as well as offline, was that there will be a questionnaire that these enumerators will be asking residents to fill out. Then this changed to an app being used. Aside from this, there are several issues that come forward with this survey going forward. First of them would be have the enumerators being checked whether they are infected or not with COVID-19, because these people will be visiting homes and they will be interacting with people. So it is very, very important to ensure whether they are positive or negative for COVID-19 or any other infectious disease which can be spread, like tuberculosis. So this has not been done. Now this would come under section 270 of IPC, which is the Malignant Act likely to spread infection. Aside from this, the masks provided to these enumerators, one of them reached out and shared very sadly that the masks provided are only 2 in number for a matter of 3 days. Now in the humid conditions that we are, a normal surgical mask lasts around 4 to 6 hours. So you need 2 masks a day. That means 2 into 3 is 6 masks for a period of 3 days. They've not been provided gloves. The sanitizers that has been provided is 1 bottle to be shared among 4 people. So that is again not enough for the enumerators when they are going around. The other point, one of the enumerators shared that they developed flu-like symptoms after the training session that they attended. So they asked the in charge whether they they should go ahead with the survey or not, because they could be spreading something that they don't know about, and they were asked to go ahead and do it anyway. Now coming to the other point, so this also ties to section 269 of the IPC, which is negligence. Another point is collecting of data. Who is responsible about keeping it private? The infringement of right to privacy in Article 21 will be contravened because these enumerators are not bound by any law to keep our information private. So whatever they come and ask of us during the survey is not protected, and this can cause a lot of repercussions which cannot even be completely understood at this point of time. So that is again another problem area. Another point, data collected, how will this be cross-checked or verified? So if you do not have the information taken from airlines, from trains and from bus operators and any other means, how will you verify the data that you've collected is true or not? Because there are people who could lie, who could kind of hide information regarding their travel history or their symptoms. So this is another problem area. Now coming to quarantining of the quarantining facility for the staff, the enumerators that will go around. Now a lot of these enumerators will have high risk people in their homes, like small children, aged people who are sick, or even just aged people whose age has gone up. So are we expecting these enumerators to go back after conducting these surveys every day and have the huge risk of infecting their loved ones? So this also has not been outlined, whether there is going to be any quarantining facility for these 7,000 enumerators, and this is extremely inhuman that you are expecting them to go out and make such sacrifices by conducting surveys, not protected properly, and then going back to their loved ones with no surety whether they are going to be safe or not. Coming to the other point, we are doing everything for the last nearly 3 weeks to maintain social distancing. I'm one of the team members who started Store Local so that we could enforce social distancing in a big way all across Goa. So now carrying out a health survey and sending these people to people's doorsteps is completely counterproductive and a complete waste of everybody's time. Why have we been sitting in our homes if we were to see this happening, where they've come and poured water on all the efforts made in the last nearly 3 weeks? So I would like to ask that why can a facility where our Aadhaar card is linked with our mobile number, why can that facility not be used by BLOs to conduct a survey sitting from home, where people's data, the head of the family or whoever, that is available with the government? So why can't you make use of that data, people's contact details, reach out to them over the phone and ask them, and then cross-check with the data that you've gathered from different people, like the aviation companies, the railway and the bus operators. This could easily be done non-physically. Something that can be done in a very seamless manner is being done using very Stone Age and regressive methodology. We don't need to go and personally collect this data. This can be done remotely. So I really urge the Goa government going forward to please rethink about what they are going to do from the 13th of April, because this is highly not advisable at this point of time, when we have managed to check the transmission of COVID-19. Doing this survey at this point of time is really going to expose people to a higher risk, and most probably end up infecting a lot of people and increasing the number of cases which we don't have the infrastructure to deal with. So I really urge everyone to think about this. And I thank Kenneth Silvera. He's gone forward and filed a petition in the High Court regarding this matter, and hopefully this will be heard very soon, and the course of action will be rectified. Thank you so much.